Hello. Thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my Finish It Friday video for Friday, March 29th, 2024. So if you want to see what I've been working on this week, please stay tuned. This has been a very exciting, fun week to sew in the sewing room. I hope that you have also had a productive week, that you've been safe and well and creative. I'm really happy to share what I've been working on and where we're going in the next week or two. I'm just really looking forward to sharing this with you. We're going to start like normal with my great grandmother's quilt. I think last week I showed the wrong section of the quilt that I had been working on. So let me show you what I did last time, and then I'll show you, or like the section that I was on the other time. But I think I made a mistake when I was showing it. So let's see. So these are the butterfly blocks, and I think I've done everything on this side. I think I showed the wrong side last week, but this part is done. Hopefully you can see that. And then this past week, I worked really focused on just one block, this one here at the top. There are two sections of butterfly blocks. This section has 4 blocks, and the other section has also 4 blocks. Let me make sure. Yes, so there are 2 sections of 4 blocks, and then they each surround these string blocks, which was my first section that I worked on. So this time I spent a pretty good amount of time on this block. I'm going to insert pictures of the before and then what it looked like after I worked on it. In this next section, I'm not looking super hard at it, but the only real thing that I'm seeing is on this particular block, there's this little section that I think I can stitch up, but then these are the pieces that my mom said I could just throw a patch over, not throw a patch over, but that I could put a patch on. So I'm going to look into maybe doing that this week and finishing up this section. And then I think I'll have all of the butterfly blocks finished and I can start moving up the quilt. So I'm looking forward to working on that. That is something that I just do one session a week. And if you're new to my channel, this quilt top was hand pieced by my great grandmother, and my mom told me that she wants it, and she's given me an opportunity to finish it up. So to repair it and quilt it out. So this is a great project, and it gets to I get to learn about hand piecing on some of my family work, which is really awesome. So I'm going to put this back in the bag, and then we get to talk about what's next. Last week, I had put this quilt on the long arm. Let me move this and then put it here. Uh-oh. I have it folded now, but I did take it out, and it's upstairs so that you can see what it looks like. So, but I do have it here. Let's go upstairs and you can actually see it all laid out. I finished this quilt this week. It's not completely finished, but I did take it off the long arm. It is so cool. I just love these coins. And a quick backstory on this quilt. I got all of these pieces from a friend in a quilt guild a few years ago. Kind of spur of the moment. She was just like, hey, come over. Let's go get some. We went and had lunch. And then she took me to her home and cut out all of these amazing fabrics for me. They were all cut into 2.5-inch strips. And I kept them for a few months before I did anything with them. I stitched them together in rows, and then I cut the rows down into smaller units and join them together like this. I chose a nice border or sashing for this, and then I was able to put it together. And so this, I think it's about, I don't know, I'm going to guess 60 something by 70 something. I'll put the actual measurements in the description. But I'm super happy with it. I will show off the quilting when I get to the back. You can really see it on the back. I took the leftovers from this and added one more fabric to make the back. So let's flip it over and see that. Here's the back. Take a look. I took the leftover pieces and I bordered each piece with the gray fabric. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see some of that. Let's see. Okay, so you can see that I bordered each piece, even the little tiny pieces, with the gray. And then I just kind of laid it out in an arrangement, even to say that it's pleasing. I don't know. At the time, I just wanted to make sure that everything fits so I don't have any leftovers from these fabrics. And then I used the purple again to put everything together. So the back was kind of like a jigsaw, but I love how everything came together. And as I pieced the back, the main thing was I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any of the pieced portions. I didn't want them to get cut up on the backing. And you can see that did not happen. There's only one place that's kind of close, and that's here on the edge. But even that did pretty good. So, and I think that was that long piece across what looks like maybe the bottom. That was my measuring. So I had to go outside of that. I think I tried to go about 4 inches either side and then 4 inches top and bottom. So it's a fully reversible quilt. I'm just so happy with it. Oh, you got to see the quilting a little bit, but let's zoom in one more time so you can see it. This pattern is called African Samba, and I got it from Urban Elements, and it quilted up really nicely. I used a slightly contrasting slightly contrasting thread. And I think it worked out just great because you can see the thread, but it's not like taking away from the overall piece. And this purple is the same fabric that I'm going to use for the binding. It's already made. I just have to stitch it onto the front and then hand stitch it to the back. And then this quilt will be complete. But take a look. I'm so happy with it and how it turned out, and that it will be on one of my finished quilts for this year. The final thing that I want to share this week is I've been working on this rainbow trip around the world quilt. Some of you have commented that you want to see me put it together on a video. I am working on that. It is still in the works. I do have 3 blocks completed. Let me show you what I've done so far. I have all of my strip sets here. They were tubes. I went ahead and opened them all out, block style, and I have pinned them together. And so now I am at a point where I think I can chain piece all of the blocks and then start putting the blocks together. I'm on spring break next week, so maybe this will be a project that I can get finished up next week, which means that I will have a video coming up pretty soon. And then I had another idea about the binding. Let me see if I can find it. Here is my idea for the binding. This is the leftover binding from my butterfly garden quilt. So I'm going to, I'll put a picture of that quilt here so that you can see it if you're new to the channel. But I had these large pieces that were left over from the backing. And this is another piece. It was left over from the backing of that quilt. I cut it down into a 2.5-inch strip. And then I have all of this. And my hope is that I can make this quilt and that this, along with this and this, would be enough to make a nice binding for the quilt. It will be scrappy, which will be amazing. My only concern, if I had a concern about it, would be that since this binding is already made, it won't have a flange, and so I'll have to hand stitch it on the back. I don't care. I think it's going to be wonderful, and I'm going to really enjoy using up this leftovers to add to this quilt. I think it's going to be a nice addition. And then I have a backing already selected. I think I have two choices, but I'm going to get the top made, and then I'll make a final decision. But I'm just really excited about this quilt. I think once I get ready to put it together, it's going to be super simple and a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to sharing it also with you in a video coming up really soon. I was also thinking, I got just a glimpse of an idea for a string quilt, but I'm not sure if I want to pull it out because I do have so many other UFOs to work on. But I was thinking of navy, green, and gray as a string quilt. It sounds amazing. In my brain, it looks really awesome. But I'll just think about that over the next coming week. Let me know in the comments what you're working on, what you're excited about. I'm really excited about this quilt. As soon as she gave me the idea or the idea of a rainbow quilt, this is what I thought of. And I think it's just gonna be great. I'm also looking forward to finishing up that coin quilt and doing just a wee bit of work on my great grandmother's quilt. And then looking forward to seeing what's next as far as commissions, or I do have another commission thing that I do need to work on. And then maybe pulling out another UFO for when that is done. And oh, never mind, I already have the idea for that, which UFO needs to be next. So if you have any questions about what you've seen in the video, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video and share it with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.